What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So we got a discussion video today about some problems I've been encountering with the Steel Path circuit, and I'm not alone in this problem. A lot of players have been grinding out this game constantly, are also at this same dilemma. So we'll be going over my ideas to fix the Steel Path circuit after we've had it in the game for like 4 months or whatever, and things of that nature. But before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to this YouTube channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, discussion videos, build videos, weekly reset videos, etc., etc. So make sure you're hitting that button and liking the video if you enjoy these videos. Also, I'll be live on stream tonight. I'll be doing some level 10,000 Steel Path Void Cascade, and if you got the gear, I got the mod booster. So let's get some arcanes, guys. Come on, stop by the live stream. Alright, let's get right into it. So, my problem with Steel Path Duviri after all these weeks and all these incarnons is basically I don't play the Steel Path circuit anymore. And why is that? It's because I have every incarnon Genesis, but looking at what I would get from these rank up rewards, I am getting my level 5 reward is a Xylock incarnon Genesis. I already have the Xylock incarnon unlocker. Now, there is a Xylock Prime on the way, so you could technically be like, okay, well, you should have one for the Xylock Normal and the Xylock Prime. Unfortunately, for that train of thought, they actually made it where you could remove an Incarnon from one weapon and put it on the other one. So, for example, once the Xylock Prime comes out, I could spend 20 Pathos Clamps at Cavallero, remove my Incarnon Genesis from the normal Xylock, since the Xylock Prime does not exist in our current version of the game. And once the Xylock Prime comes out, I take that Incarnon I've removed from my normal Xylock and place it on the Xylock Prime. It does cost 20 Pathos Clamps, but actually one of my ideas today is going to involve Pathos Clamps. So, yeah, I just think that this is a kind of like a bad look. There's no other, like, the thing is, every other Incarnon this week, I already had it too. And any other player that's been grinding this out has these already, because they actually had a whoopsie, like a month ago, where they had week 7, it's technically week 7 now. It was twice in a row. So we've had week 7 like 4 or 5 times at this point, and there was not enough Incarnons to go around. We've already picked them all. If you were to even grind out, one per week, you're almost out from the week 7. So my idea is that, and basically these are not tradable either. Let me clarify that. These Incarnon Genesis unlockers are not tradable. I don't know if you can delete them or anything like that. All you can do with them is bring them to Cavallero, and he can do his thing. Now, it's not like the other rank rewards are totally useless, but realistically, everyone that's grinding this out is trying to get these Incarnons and not the rank 0 secondary Shiver. Now, it's technically nice to get an arcane while you're ranking up here, but if you look at what we have available here, it's a big sore thumb right here. Dead reward rank 5. You still have to use rep to get through that rank, and then the rank 10 one takes the longest to get to, and even more dead drop. There's only one Hate Scythe in the entire game. Now, you technically could have 2 Hate Scythe Incarnons, but I think it's more of a niche application. My idea for fixing this is that if you get an Incarnon unlocker that you don't want, you can delete it, or rather sell it to Cavallero, or sell it to somebody. Sell it to the Dormazone person or something for a certain amount of Pathos Clamps. Unwanted Incarnon Genesis unlockers should be able to be dismantled for Pathos Clamps. Pathos Clamps are the item that comes from the Aura Worm boss fight, and they are definitely the woes of many a Warframe farmer. It just feels very repetitive. You don't get many from killing the Aura Worm. On normal path, I believe it's 10 Pathos Clamps per kill, and those kills take about 15-20 minutes. On the on the Steel Path, it's 15 instead of 10 from the normal path. So you're getting 5 more Pathos Clamps. It's got additional mechanics. I think the Steel Path Aura Worm fight is pretty fun. But yeah, it does take longer, and you only get 5 more Pathos Clamps for your time. Now we look over here. I actually have grinded out a lot of Pathos Clamps, but right now I only have like 65. And that's me with already having every Incarnon. And there's some decent stuff to buy here with Pathos Clamps, technically. I mean, 5,000 Kuva for 10 Pathos Clamps isn't that great. But we have a new Arcane every day here. She rotates her stock. We've got a lot of Ribbons this week, and these are 15 Pathos Clamps each, so basically 1 Steel Path Duviri run and completion with the Aura Worm. I think if they were to make it where you can delete unwanted Incarnon Genesis unlockers for, 20 or 30 Pathos Clamps, maybe 50, that could be a great way to do it, because you're not only ranking up your rewards still to get to your level 5 and level 10 Steel Path Cascade, and you're not feeling like you're wasting your time. Okay, I deleted this extra unlocker. Now I can get 3 ribbons with it. They give you 50, you can get 8. Rifle ribbon, a shotgun ribbon, and another shotgun ribbon. That would be a great feeling. Instead of you just getting a nothing reward at level 5, which you really can't do anything with unless you want a second. In my example, if I had a second Zylok, I guess, and I want to do different incarnon evolutions, I could do that. But as it stands right now, I'm not even touching the circuit. And I kind of want to, but right now it's just like the rank 5 reward, it takes a while to get to those rank 5 rewards. If you didn't know, the XP to get to level 10, it scales up as you go through the ranks. So the rank 10 reward is like 1,000 XP to get to that last level. So they need to really, I would say maybe not need, it would be nice if they were to do something like this where it's like, okay, you know what, I got the Siberian Incarnon, and you know what, I don't like the Siberian actually, I'm going to remove that and delete it for pathos clamps. I see no reason not to. There's only one source in the entire game for pathos clamps, and that is going to be that steel path and normal path aura worm on Duviri.
Okay.
I don't really have a reason for a second Zylok Incarnon. Like, technically I could have one with the crit chance increase, one with the condition overload increase, and one with the hybrid increase. Dude, no one's doing that. There's no Zylok. No one's that big of a Zylok fan out there. And I can tell you that for a fact because I was that big Zylok fan years ago. And this one specifically, they need to fix the Incarnon shot. But that's besides the point. Pick any other weapon. Why would you need 2 dual Icar Incarnons, right? You just don't really need it. Maybe you want like one on the Toxin build, one on the maximum status build. Like that's really reaching. But yeah, we just are. If you are someone that grinds out the Steel Path circuit every week, you're gonna have these stacking up and up and up, and have no use for them. So I'd say maybe to alleviate some of the frustration of players having to grind the Aura Worm over and over again, because these are 20 Pathos Clamps each. That's 2 normal path Aura Worms to install these. And if you were to remove it, it would cost. I think it costs like 20 Pathos Clamps to remove it. Or rather, it takes 20 Pathos Clamps to reinstall it. Removing it doesn't cost any resources. So I would say that this could be a good way to change this. DE, give us a secondary source of Pathos Clamp. It's still on Duviri. You're not getting it from like Mars or whatever. You'd still be grinding out Steel Path Duviri because this would only be available on the Steel Path, as I stated earlier, because these are the Steel Path unlockers. And that would actually revitalize people wanting to grind this who are later game players. I have all the Incarnons I want. I don't want the Kunai Incarnon. I'm not even installing the Kunai Incarnon until we get a Kunai Prime. If I was to grind out week 1, maybe I'd pick the Kunai just because it's extra Pathos Clamps. That could give me more utility in what I turn in my stuff for, because the weekly vendor on the Dorma Zone, she can sometimes have some good stuff, sometimes doesn't have good stuff. But yeah, you can also sit on those for whenever the vendor does have good stuff. So that's my theory. I think Pathos Clamps have needed to be changed since launch. Like, it has been an annoyance for players since launch, only grinding out this mission. Also, you have to do them a lot. If you want to install a lot of Incarnon Genesis, you can still only buy these 5. You cannot purchase Incarnon Genesis for Plat in any other regard. It's only these 5. They have not rotated. They have not gave us any information on more of these being added. I think they should add more to here, because the other day I was grinding out the Nami Skyla Incarnon. I'm like, why am I even doing this? I don't even have the Nami Skyla weapon. So yeah, a lot of those Incarnon just feel like a waste, like they're not needed. Like if you don't want to use the Nami Solo Incarnon or the Kunai Incarnon, it's just going to sit there in your inventory, basically. And that's how I'm looking at it. Make it where we have a better use for these things we're grinding out, and, you know, respect our time. Give us some more options while we're at it. So if you guys agree with this, or you have a better idea or a different idea, let me know in the comments down below. I do think that Pathos Clamps are something that a lot of people complain about, and it's something that you need a lot of, too. So giving us a secondary source that is still in Duviri and still requires, you know, a good amount of gear and all that sounds good to me. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. I'll be on stream tonight. If you want to do some level 10,000 Steel Path Void Cascade, come stop by the stream. And yeah, I appreciate all the support, guys. I'll see you with the weekly reset video tomorrow, if not on stream tonight. All right, guys, take it easy. Bye.